Hello, welcome. This video is the introduction to the order of operations, Pemdas. When we solve equations, we often follow a two-step process. The first step is to simplify, the second step is to solve. Solving involves undoing all the remaining operations using their inverses. Pemdas is a tool that may help us remember both of these processes. Pemdas stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. The first step begins at the top, and we'll go through each one of these steps, and if we can do the step, we do it. If we can't, we skip over. By the time we finish, we will get the equation in the simplest form possible. Then we start at the bottom and we work through exactly the same steps, but in reverse. And we undo each one of the operations that are still left using their inverses. Now, multiplication and division are colored the same for two reasons. One, they are inverses of each other. If we have a multiplication, we can undo it using division. If we have a division, we can undo it by multiplying both sides by the same number. They are also colored the same because we can do multiplication and division in any order. We can do division before multiplication or multiplication before division. Addition and subtraction are colored the same for exactly the same reason. They're inverses of each other, so when we need to cancel addition, we minus the same number from both sides. When we need to cancel the minus, we add the same number to both sides. We can also do subtraction before addition if we wanted to. To help us remember this process, we can remember any phrase that begins with the same first letters. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally is a phrase that is easy to remember, and if we write it out, the first letters are exactly P-E-M-D-A-S, which is our Pemdas. So let us use this tool to solve an equation. So below is an equation, and let's zoom out a bit, here, a little bit, zoom out. So here's the equation. The first step is simplification. So we begin at the top and we work our way down. The first part is parentheses. Here we have parentheses, but inside of those parentheses there is nothing that we can do because we are looking for the x and we can't minus the 2 from what we don't know. The next step is exponents. We have exponents right here. 3 to the power 2 is an exponent and we can do it. So let's go ahead and do this step right away. So let's change the color. 3 to the power 2 is 9. So we can put 9. The rest of the question is unchanged and we can copy it over. That completes the first two steps. Now we go to multiplication and division. There are two places with a multiplication. Between the numbers and letters is a multiplication. Between numbers and parentheses is multiplication. 4 times negative x is already as simple as negative 4 times x is already as simple as it's going to be. But 9 we can distribute. So let's distribute the 9. 9 times x makes 9x, and 9 times negative 2 makes negative 18. The rest of the question is the same. That finishes multiplication. There is no division. We move to addition and subtraction. We only do the step if the answer is always true. No matter what x is, 9x minus 4x is always going to be the same. It will be 5x. And 18, negative 18 plus 10 will always be minus 8. That completes our addition and subtraction. At this point, we have our equation in the simplest form. This equation has exactly the same answers as the original, but it is much simpler to look at. Still, we don't know what the answer is. To find the answer, we need to go through the second step, which is solving by undoing all the remaining operations. What operations are still here? Well, we have a multiplication between numbers and letters, and we have a minus. Beginning at the bottom, we clear addition and subtraction first, so we come across the minus. To cancel the minus 8, we add the same number to both sides. So let's add 8 to both sides, and that makes 5x equals 15. Now, the only operation left is a multiplication. And to cancel multiplication, we use division by the same number. So now we divide both sides by 5 and we get our answer. X is 3. This is the final answer to our original question. And this is how to use Pemdas to both simplify and solve an equation. Now let's use the calculator and check if we got the answer correctly. So here is the calculator, and we begin by typing in the equation just as it is into y equals. The left side is going to be the first equation, 3 to the power 2, and then x minus 2 minus 4x plus 10, and then the right side is equation number 2. When we hit the graph, we'll look for the place where the two lines cross. The blue line is the left side, the red line is the right side. Where they cross is the place that is true for both sides. And that's our answer. To find it, we go to the calculate, second calculate, and choice number 5 is intersect. We're looking for the place where the two lines cross, so we go to the intersect. We are asked a series of questions. The first one is the blinker on the first curve? Yes, enter confirms the answer. Did the blinker jump to the second curve? Yes, enter confirms the answer. Do you want to guess? Notice that the calculator does not promise the exact solution. It only promises approximation. That's why we can never use the calculator to prove that we got the answer. We can only use it as a numerical approximation. So enter confirms the selection, and the answer is x equals 3. And the y equals 7 simply says that the other side is 7. But x equals 3 is our solution that we have found by hand. And this picture with this answer confirms our work by hand. If you have any questions on anything, please let me know. If you have some of your own questions you would like to see discussed, also let me know. Thank you for your time. Look forward to hearing from you.